What's next for Astar?
I'm very excited about the launch of our mainnet on our L2 because we have a great campaign ready.
Well, I have no doubts in terms of your head start, considering that you're like Forrest Gump running. You should be way ahead of the competition if that's the case.
We will start solo, but at the end we will have a huge pack behind us running with us. So that's what we want. That will be going alone and then a whole vibrant ecosystem behind us running with us. That's what we need.
Yeah. GM, and welcome to another episode of the TEACHMEDEFI podcast. Today we'll be talking obviously about crypto, but more specifically about Astar and everything they've been up to. We got Maarten here, CEO of the Astar Foundation. Hi, Maarten.
Hi, Sohail. Nice to meet you and nice to be on this podcast. Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise. We just figured out you're from the Netherlands, so quite close to us as I'm based in Germany.
Well, I'm not from the Netherlands. I speak Dutch. My native language is Dutch, but I'm from Belgium, from the Flemish part. This is also the part where they speak Dutch. But I'm based in Belgium. Still very close to Germany, still very close to Dortmund, still very close to the Netherlands as well. So all in far distances. But I live in a city called Ghent. It's close to the sea as well, and it's like 30 minutes away from Antwerp and Brussels. So.
All right, yeah, that's not too far away, but a long way from Japan. So I'm looking forward to maybe you can just describe your personal journey, how you ended up in the work and life that you're living right now.
Okay. Well, I will start a little bit. I will just kick it off with my journey into crypto. I will not spend too much time in my personal road, but in the crypto direction. So I started discovering Bitcoin or the crypto space in 2014. This was the first time I came in contact with Bitcoin itself as a currency. Not really looking at the technology, but more in the crypto native aspect of trading and using Bitcoin as a payment system. Later on, by doing a lot of trading and looking more into the technology, because I have like a tech background. I have computer science and I was always interested in technology, but I didn't came into Bitcoin because of the technology, more got into the opportunity of, making money, everybody young, looking for this kind of way. But then I looked into the technology, and that was the moment I got more addictive to the tech part than to the crypto part. And during my way, I worked for some companies during the ICO hype in 2016, 2017, worked for some startups there in the marketing side, growth side of things, and also helping them with some of the basic integration toolings for in Web3. This didn't work out with those companies I worked for. I worked for a company called Soma, who was into the luxury industry and was building out provenance tracking through NFT. I worked with them for 2 years. I ended up as the CMO of the company, but because of bad management by other members, this was like shut down. And then I started going back to more regular jobs because I'm also a teacher in primary school. So I started again with teaching. And then COVID hit. And this was a time that schools were closed. Everything was closed again. And this was like a perfect opportunity for me to start working again or start exploring again the blockchain industry. And this is where at that moment I joined a couple of hackathons that were going on. And one of those hackathons I joined was one who was organized by Encode. And this main sponsor of the Encode hackathon at that moment was Polkadot. And inside this hackathon, we had several projects joining. One most probably already familiar, like Moonbeam was there, Akala was there. Back then, Blossom, now called Astar, was there as well. and other smaller ones were also part of this hackathon. And because I worked in the other company who was doing provenance tracking with NFTs, I was looking at a way of how can this product or this function can be very interesting to do as well on Polkadot. So I joined this hackathon actually to build out what I already put a lot of effort in the previous company, as well, make it my own and do it on Polkadot. While doing this, I was looking into the parachains or the future parachains that will be coming to Polkadot and looking where to do this. One of them was Moonbeam, of course, and the other one was Plasm. And while looking into those tech stacks and looking into their vision and direction, I was looking into the Plasm side, but then for some kind of reason, I lost track of my project, but start looking into the developer side of Plasm and looking into what was missing and helping the team about, but I wanted to build with you guys, but I was missing this and this and this. So I supported them by providing those solutions in part of this hackathon while forgetting about what I was building. And then I got more and more in contact with Sota Watanabe, who's the founder of Astar Network. And he contacted me and he offered me a position to become like an integration developer. I accepted it and I joined Plasm in 2001 as an integration developer. And then started working for integration toolings. Later on, I became member of the growth team as well, because the moment I started with Astar, we were only with 5 people, I think, 5 or 6 people.
Well,
so as you know, every startup, you have to have multiple hats. So I was doing development work, marketing, biz dev, and so on and so on. And then we expanded our dev team. So more and more skilled people came in. My skill set was like not at that level as those people coming in. So I moved to the growth side of Astar Network and started building out a growth team, started building out a marketing team, working more on the biz dev side. Later on became the chief growth officer as well for Astar Network. And then the moment started where Sota started in second entity, Startail Labs. We set up the Astar Foundation, and then we had to look up for the title as well, who will be leading which entity. So Sota moved to the Startail Labs entity working on Astar Network, and I took over the foundation part and leading the foundation now. So it's part of a journey, but still happy and enjoying every minute and every day that I'm working here. So it's been now for 3.5 years almost. So we've been through a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, that's quite a long journey. And you've seen the whole growth pretty much from 5 people to where Astar is now. By the way, I didn't know you were a primary school teacher. Does it sometimes feel like teaching children when you try to explain to someone what you are doing in crypto, outside of crypto?
Yes, I've been a primary school teacher, a total for 14 years, and it was to children of 9 to 10 years old. So starting not puberty, but like child puberty is also very difficult for those kind of children. So sometimes I feel it as well when talking with some. That's why I was first only focusing a lot on community and always put community first, because I had the patience. I have no problem explaining everything 10 times a day. I did it as well as a teacher. So having that patience, having that, I don't know, like chill vibe. Like I don't worry too much. I just answer. I just support them. It's like a first time for everyone. I even was a beginner. Everybody's a beginner. So yes, it feels like a lot of teaching, like teaching with children, different kind of way of handling. But sometimes I treat a crypto community the same as I would treat a classroom of children. It will be the same.
I love that. I think that's what you call transferable skills that you're using
indeed. There. And we see that as well when looking at the team of Astar, those who are now in the growth positions and doing like a lot of tasks related to growth. We have I think 3 of them who had previously been a teacher. So you can
wow.
see this, it really has an effect of how to deal with those crypto communities. It really helps a lot if you have that experience of being a primary school teacher.
Yeah, patience is important, I
Yes.
imagine. Can you describe Astar in a few words for us, maybe for someone who doesn't know much about crypto or perhaps specifically about Astar?
Okay. In a short sense, Astar Network is an infrastructure parachain that is offering smart contract solutions for the builders. Basically, Astar Tech Stack is built to host or to deploy any smart contract you wish to deploy. And we offer the environments, the toolings, and everything that every Web3 builder needs to start exploring Web3 in general. So this is a small overview. If you want a more longer one, I can give you it as well.
Yeah, feel free to dive into it a bit more. Yeah.
Okay. So Astar Tech Stack, it's consists out of multiple virtual machines. A virtual machine is an environment that is built for builders to deploy their smart contracts. So when I say multiple virtual machines, means that we have several machines where you can deploy a smart contract on. The first machine that we have is the EVM environment on our parachain. This is where we target already existing Web3 builders, but we also target new builders who are interested in the EVM space, in building smart contracts with Solidity or with Viper, and using famous toolings out there like Remix or Hardhat and those kind of things, and prefer having users as well using MetaMask or using another account abstraction wallet, makes it much more easier. So we have an EVM environment that offers a lot of toolings. At the same time, we also have another machine, and we call this the WASM smart contract engine. This is the place where you as a developer or as a builder can also deploy smart contracts based on the Rust language. So this environment supports Ink language. Ink is one of the primary languages designed by Polkadot, or designed by the people behind Polkadot, Verity. And they created like an Ink language. And this Ink language is based on Rust. It's based on the framework that Substrate is built out. So this also targets a different kind of environment. This can target more the Web2 developers, because the WASM smart contracts can be compiled to by any languages it's written in. Meaning that if you write your smart contract in C++ or in any other language, you can compile this into WASM, and this can then be deployed into our ecosystem. So this will target more innovation, as well as people who are looking to enter Web3, but are not interested yet in hiring a Web3 team or a Web3 blockchain engineers, those kind of things, but want to have it more in-house. Like, let the developers in-house of that company explore Web3. And this can be a great environment for them, because they can write smart contracts in a language they already know, and then compile it into WASM and deploy it on our ecosystem. And then we also have a third one. This third one is still in development and will be launched in Q1 next year. This will be the layer 2 environment that will be built on top of Ethereum. So we will have 3 environments to build, or to respond to the demand of the builders. We have our EVM environment on Polkadot. We have our WASM environment as well on Polkadot. And then we will have our layer 2 ZK EVM environment on Ethereum as a third option as well.
So covering a lot of ground in terms of development environments. In terms of the EVM and WASM, which is already live, has Polkadot been instrumental for you to set up this infrastructure?
Well, there were some blockers. So for the EVM environment, this was very straightforward to do for being a parachain. This was available with the Frontier. This was audited very well. This is currently also maintained by Moonbeam team. So we are very happy that they are maintaining this. Otherwise, most likely this palette will be a little bit lost in the way. Because of the strong push from Moonbeam, because of the strong push from Parity, this was something that was available from day one. A Parachain could have launched. This was good. Then the other one, though, the contract palette, was focusing on the WebAssembly smart contracts. This was more of something innovative, something new, and wasn't ready at day one that we launched. So we launched in December 2021, and for WASM, we were only ready for this, I believe, April this year. So it was like more than a year that we didn't have this virtual machine, which we also sold from day one that we announced Astar Network. So this was like for us a blocker for the growth, because we didn't focus on EVM, because we were like, okay, Moonbeam, please, you have the best environment, you have the best skills. We are focusing on the multi-virtual machine environment, having both environments and making them cross-chain, cross interactive as well, interoperable. That was our focus. But then later on, we started like, okay, we were helping deploying this contract palette, we were helping maintaining, but there wasn't like a drive for this. So it took quite some time to get it where it is now. And this blocked us for the growth of our ecosystem quite some time for the first years. But now we have it. We have a great team behind this. We have great partners as well in the Polkadot ecosystem, like LF0, Fala. Those are like people like who are really pushing the ink and really pushing this. So we are very lucky to have them. We already got great support from Treasury, from Polkadot, to keep maintaining this, to add the incubator program where we onboard project into Ink. So a lot of things have been moved significantly in the last couple of half year. So this looks great. And regarding all the next steps forward with this virtual machine is still in heavily development, because we still see some issues regarding using the Ink environment to have the XCM integration, and having it interoperable with other parachains as well. It's currently developed. It's also ready for the next Polkadot release that is coming up in the next couple of months. So this is fixed and will be live very soon. And this will open a lot of new opportunities as well for those Ink builders or WASM builders out there in the Polkadot ecosystem. So I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, lovely. Before we get more into the technological side, I was curious to talk a little bit about culture and community. Culture is a big thing in crypto as well. Every blockchain currently tends to have their own unique community and culture around it. We often hear about Astar in Japan, but as someone who doesn't live there, it's always a little bit abstract for me. I just read kind of what I see about it, but I don't really know what the situation there is. Can you give me an idea of what Astar is in Japan, or for Japan? How is Astar perceived there, positioned there? How mainstream or niche is it, sort of?
Yeah. So first of all, but before I explain a little bit regarding our Japan, like Astar Network was like you can call it a general smart contract infrastructure. We have EVM, we have WASM, okay, but it's more general. What do we see? What did we saw on Astar? We saw a lot of copy-paste project that you see everywhere, no innovation. So it was like, okay, are we going to position ourselves as a general smart contract environment? Is it even possible next to Ethereum or next to other big ones like Solana? No, we can't. We can't compete with them. It's not possible. So we decided we have to go with the narrative. And the narrative is the most important thing to go with. And then we were looking into what can we do. We already were working quite some time, or a couple of years already, with the Japanese government, and having some kind of seat in the government regarding Web3 adoption and regarding Web3 strategy. This was very helpful. And the moment we got more insight that Japan was going forward and push the Web3 in their national strategy, this was a time that we would like, okay, we go full in on Japan, because one, we already have a foot in, we already have a presence. And now knowing that this will be part of the national strategy, we can be like the winners or the frontiers in Japan regarding our infrastructure, our blockchain. So we went all in on Japan. We saw a lot of enterprises reaching out to us regarding what can we do in Web3, what kind of advisory can you give. Other cities in Japan looking or contacted us about, okay, we have a big universities. How can we get our students as well interested in this Web3 technology? So we gave advice there as well. And before we really pushed it, there was also like a poll available on Twitter from the Japanese Blockchain Association, where they talked about which kind of blockchain you would like to build on. And Astar was number one there from all the partners associated with the Japanese Blockchain Association. They voted all on Astar as well as Polygon. So we had the major market share together with Polygon regarding where should builders build. And this gives us a great position because we have a team on the ground in Japan first who speaks Japanese, because this is like necessary to have when you talk with projects, and also who have the insights of the culture of enterprises in Japan. So talking with enterprises in Japan, it requires a different kind of language, requires a different kinds of interaction with each other. This can't be done by any regular person. You need to have the skills to do this. We luckily have this in the team who could push this and could close those deals that we currently already have. So Astar is currently seen in Japan as a tier one public blockchain. It's also backed by the government in the sense that we are on the green list, meaning that our asset can be used on any exchange without any worries for the people trading it. So that's where we got this position inside of Japan, and gives us a great way of onboarding, like we say, onboarding the next millions or billions into Web3, because our focus is mainly on the enterprise and mainly on enterprises who already have a user base on their products, meaning that the moment they want to integrate as well some features into Web3, we can immediately tap into that user base without going into the crypto native user base and trying to get them onto that product. So this is some of the directions we are taking at this moment. Besides Japan, we also focus now, or recently started focusing on the Korean market. So we already have established or created a team in the last couple of months in the Korean market, where we are talking with those enterprises there by selling the proof of concept we created in Japan to those companies. Why is this why we see a lot of success in here is that the Korean market look at Japan as a quality market, and products being built in Japan are quality products, meaning that if we offer them like a proof of concept with an enterprise we did as one of our proof of concept to them, they see the value and they see like as well, okay, maybe this is something we can also explore now, because we feel that the Korean sentiment towards crypto is also changing on government level, meaning it will be more crypto friendly. We already see this in cities in Korea, like Incheon or Busan, who are already creating like blockchain alliance and trying to be the crypto hub in that country. So we feel that there is a change coming, and we already feel that enterprises and companies are trying to look at Japan, how they are doing, to be the frontier the moment it hits Korea. So they are there the moment it's coming. So this is something that is really helpful for us, and also helped us through this bear market with this narrative by choosing the right partners, choosing the right narrative. We didn't have to fire anybody. We could only had the luxury to add more people to our team, to sustain our one way, to expand our one way even. So it was a great choice for us to pick this narrative in this market, because we are now here with the same good team with a lot of knowledge and ready for the next explosion that might come in 2024.
Yeah, super interesting. I mean, carving out a space in blockchain friendly countries is not as easy as one might think currently on the global landscape. I wonder, what are your views on this regarding regulatory challenges facing the industry? It's very dynamic at the moment. I mean, we just had like news around, CZ stepping down, Binance CEO, Binance paying $4.3 billion, I believe, in fines to the SEC. Kraken is sued by the SEC now. Again, I believe. And many assets are being allegedly to be securities. It also seems a bit like cleaning up in aisle 5 before BlackRock enters the shop and goes shopping there. What are your views on these things? Regulatory environment, securities, things like that.
First of all, there needs to be some kind of framework regarding the compliance and regulatory things regarding crypto. I totally agree and totally need it. Otherwise, it will be a chaos and with no control anymore, and things will go out of hand. And I see this as well in Japan. I think they only approve like 15 or 20 assets. That's it on the green list, no more. And they try to control this as well. But on the other hand, they also look at the technology and not only on the crypto aspect of things. I think this is something that the governments are missing. They only focus on this. Okay, all those cryptos, all those assets, and all those. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. But there's also another side of all this industry, and that's the technology itself. And this technology is something that you should embrace instead of fight against crypto and all those scam coins. I'm okay with that. Totally. You have to have compliance. You have to have a regulation on what's a security, what's likely to, and so needs to be. But there's also the technology that you need to embrace. And this technology is something that Japan and other Asian countries are embracing and putting the crypto and all those things a little bit on the side, but focusing on the technology. How this decentralization can improve certain infrastructure or can improve certain industries. And I think this is good. This is great. Embracing it. Similar how you can see as well with all those AI and ChatGPT. You had like people who are totally against this. Why is it even exist? And then they have companies who are embracing it and using it in a common sense and how it should be used without and this is similar how I see it as well with when I talk with enterprises and when I got this question as well. Like I'm a very techie guy, so I love the technology and I see so much potential. If you ask me regarding DGen things, I don't do DGen at the moment. I did it before. I know the scene. I know what's going on there. Yes, there's a lot of scam coins. There's a lot of things, but also a lot of fun and a lot of entertainment.
Wait, Maarten, you're telling me you're not aping into Shiba Pup Inu Obama Sonic Inu coin? Is that what you're saying?
I would say yes. I don't. I'm really. Sometimes I look into it. Like I said, it's out that Pepe coin like a couple of years ago, and I was like, I missed this. Similar as well with the only thing that I got was the Uniswap airdrop. And I missed all the other things. I was so focusing on the technology that I even missed out the DeFi summer. That it's because I still like the DGen's side of feedbacks when we are creating a new product and want to listen to our community and our ambassadors. I always value a lot the feedback from DGens because they see it differently than from a tech side. And this helps us as well, creating like better products. I look at always on the tech side, and I think this is something that the US is missing, a huge opportunity. Yes, you can fight crypto, but you don't need to fight the technology. This doesn't make sense at all. By fighting the whole industry, meaning that they are blocking the adoption and can eventually give them a losing position regarding Web3 in that is now actually going to Asia. Like Asia is now walking with Web3 and going forward with Web3 technology. They are fighting so much against this crypto aspect that and still hoping that Web2 and the Silicon Valley will still be superior. But I don't think they will be because the moment I see a lot of companies already exiting US to Asia to have more freedom or opportunities. So I think this is the wrong approach that they are taking in the US side. Regarding everything around regulations, I think, it needs to be like, I do this as well, like where I live in Belgium. Everything that I do in crypto, it stacks. Everything that I do, every swap, every staking, everything goes to my accountant. Everything is legal. There are taxes to be paid, but what's different than doing this on the stock market? So for me, it makes sense. I think people should educate themselves and just be, just showing that what they are doing. And okay, if you earn money with it, just go and report it. And this also would go to the government. Okay, people are actually using it. People are actually reporting. We make money out of this. Okay, why not try to push this regulation moving forward instead of just waiting, in my sense, or maybe as well you, waiting on the European Union to do something instead of focusing individually on the country. So that's a little bit my take on this.
I think it's interesting. You're positioned in a good way there, and I believe Japan is embracing the technology. Also, Japan has had some economic challenges finding growth drivers for the economy and all that, I think. So it makes perfect sense to embrace the new technology like Web3 to position themselves at the heart of it. But on the topic of culture, maybe, if you could compare Astar Network to any character from fiction, movies, or anything like that, who would it be and why?
I've never had this question before. If I would look at it, I would say Forrest Gump.
All right.
Why? One is he's a guy in that movie that just speaks out freely. It's transparent. It's like, I think this, I do this, and I say this. This is something that we also do with our community, with our internal team. When there's something on your mind, you say it, and if somebody disagrees, okay, good discussion, and let's find a common ground. One, he chases his dreams. He chases what he wants to do. We have our dream as well in blockchain. We want to be the innovative or the frontiers regarding innovation as well, onboarding a lot of people into Web3 through the enterprises. So this is our mission, and we will do everything to achieve this mission. And we have our goals and objectives, similar to what he has as well in his life. And like the famous saying, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. This is crypto. You don't know what you're going to get tomorrow. Like, who would have expected CZ like stepping down from Binance? And nobody thought about this like day before yesterday. So, and now yesterday it was like, oh wow. So that's crypto. Life it's like a box of chocolate. So I would say Astar, Forrest Gump. But a good question. I haven't thought about it.
Thank you. No, I like the answer. Full of surprises for sure. You already mentioned Startail Labs. Maybe you could dive into that a bit. What type of collaboration is this? I believe it's a joint venture. What's the goal? What's the vision? What are you currently working on? Maybe if you can share.
So we have Astar Network as a product. Then we have the Astar Foundation, who's working on maintaining Astar Network, who's also the owners of the assets and taking sure of everything related to our token. Full responsibility goes to the Astar Foundation. And then we have Startail Labs, who's more like a centralized enterprise. You can compare this with Consensus or any other company that's out there. It's more focusing on providing toolings, providing products, providing advisory, and also use this as a business model, an earning model, which is not possible from a foundation side. It can only be possible from this entity. And from this entity, we had to create this as well because of some of the services that we want to provide to enterprises. And at the same time, when talking with enterprises like Sony, who wants to build out the blockchain as well, they are working with Startail Labs because it can't be done through a foundation. It has to be done through a centralized entity to give this advisory to them and to build out as well as a revenue model. So what we are doing with Startail Labs is providing the toolings for enterprises, advise them to go into Web3, and also give them the opportunities to create their own blockchain, like Sony with the technology that is created inside Astar Network and the experience that we have with Astar Network. So for the Sony blockchain that will be created, it will be based on our tech stack. So, and with our experiences as well. And we advise the companies, we advise them on what's best thing to do. We help them with tokenomics. We help them with all the next steps. And this is more for the Startail side. And this is run by Soda.
Okay. So Startail Labs is working with Sony, right? To develop a blockchain together.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. So Startail Labs is, they have a joint venture with Sony. They also have like a direct investment from the Sony group as well. So Startail Labs will be the architect designers of the Sony blockchain.
Okay. Can you share any words about that? Are you involved there? As in, sometimes there's announcements of big brand deals or enterprise deals, but some people say it doesn't materialize that much. It's more of a narrative thing. Then, what have your interactions with Sony been like, or Startail's interactions in terms of, are they keen into getting into Web3? Are things looking concrete, materializing in that sense?
Yeah. So why is Sony doing this initiative? First of all, it all started after this national strategy from Japan, because Japan is aware about they are the third largest economic country, but once they were number one, and now they are just losing their positions. And they think if we don't act now, what will be the next generation coming or living in Japan? Where will we be? So we need to find a new market where we can excel and where we can be number one. And currently they see this in technology. They missed Web2. They missed everything that's happening in Silicon Valley. They don't have an Amazon. They don't have any big Google, Facebook in Japan. There's none there. So they were thinking about, okay, we believe strongly in the Web3 technology. So we embrace it. We go with this. And this is something that Sony also felt. In the sense that they are also losing some positions in certain industries with their brand. For instance, they are losing a lot to Korea with Samsung. So they are losing a lot of shares there on the market. Similar as well with some of their movies as well with their music. They're also seeing, it's not that they are keep growing their market share. They are more losing than growing. So they are looking as well as how can we add as well more value to what we are having. We have a lot of IPs. We have a lot of content. We have so much that we can offer for creating a new kind of fan base, creating new kind of interest. And this is something that they see as well in Web3 technology, and creating those, let's say, layer twos with their products, like the movie contents, the music content, creating more fan bases, creating different kind of use cases with what they have. I want to do this with the technology Web3 provides them. They see it as well, like, let's be the frontier and let's be the example of others. And when we talk with other companies, let's say, I can't say the names, but they will also they will do the due diligence on Sony to decide their next step. So they're waiting for one player to go ahead with this. And this is something that Sony is taking. We are taking a big step. We don't know where we are going into, but at least if we succeed, we will be the frontiers and the number one. And this is something similar that we see as well with all those big gaming studios out there. When we talk with them, they always say, can you showcase like a really good proof of concept that is working?
Yeah.
We can't provide it because we don't have that trait. So we are looking for that one big gaming studio that's saying, "Wow, here it is. We did it." And then others will follow. And this is how Sony is seeing it as well, why they are doing this. Let's be the first one. Others will follow, but at least we are the frontiers in this space. Yeah. And so this is how they approach it at the moment.
Okay. Interesting. And so is gaming also an area that you guys are actively pursuing?
We are pursuing. We are active. I would not say actively pursuing. In the sense that, like I said before, like one thing that we are good in, or one thing that we are focusing on, is working with studios or enterprises who have a user base, and then look on how we can tap that into Web3. And you can go with a gaming studios who already are doing great things in blockchain, but who will be the extra users you get in? Well, you're only focusing on, then you only focus on the crypto native users and hope they will market that product out of the Web3. Well, if you go outside and go with already gaming studios who has a user base, tap them into Web3, you have a new audience you can get in instead of, and they don't need to market this because they already have a marketing running. They already have a brand. They already have a name. So they don't need to market Web3. This can still be in the backend without users knowing it, but at least they are using the technology. So this is more of the approach we are taking.
Okay. Can you dive into the partnership with Polygon and the layer 2 that you're developing?
So the deal that, or the partnership that we have with Polygon, and so Sota and Sandeep, they have been friends for many years. They have been talking for many years. And Polygon recently announced as well their 2.0, recently announced their new vision, their new strategy. And one thing that they see as well as they are focusing as well more on the tech side with the CDK and so on. And they also would like to work with partners in geographical interesting countries for them. One being Japan. So we have been talking with them regarding this, being the frontiers of blockchain together with them in Japan. And they said, for us, it's very difficult because we are mostly based in India and in Dubai. So for us, we need to establish a whole new team in Japan because they are aware about the culture. They are aware about how it should be done. For them, it would be years of growing and building and getting that recognition and so on. And they reached out to us and say, let's just do something together. Let's look for an opportunity to work together. You guys we trust you regarding the knowledge that you have with technology. We trust you in the market. Let's look for a partnership. And that's why we decided to go with the ZK EVM layer 2 together with Polygon Labs. This means that everything that they want to do in Japan will be on our block, on our layer 2. Every contact that comes into Polygon Labs that wants to enter Japanese market, they will say, we have Astar ZK EVM. If you want close relationship connections, it's best to talk with them and build on top of them than building on our POS, because we can give you the market there. This is the Astar market. So it's more like a collaboration of how to work together and be providing the services in a geographical area that is now being targeted on Japan. That's the collaboration that we currently have as well with them, and working very closely with the engineer team on how to improve as well the ZK EVM, Validium, the Rollup. We're working together with them regarding gas modeling, how we can improve gas modeling on L2 to L1. So it's not only just using that product, but really working together on how to improve the current CDK. Because as you can see as well, the ZK EVM is not that adopted compared to the Optimism or Arbitrum. So it's still a lot of work to be done. But I think we have something good going on here.
Right. I think this has been addressed already, but some people on social media still allege that you are leaving Polkadot. What do you say to them?
First of all, it really doesn't make sense. Only looking at our asset, our token, that this is my responsibility from the foundation. This can only come from our Polkadot parachain. We can't transfer our inflation or our Dapp staking model to an L2. This will never work. It's not possible because this is born and can only live on our parachain. You can't transfer this out because then it will be completely broken and we will have no asset anymore and no value anymore whatsoever. So no, we are not leaving whatsoever Polkadot. We still be there, and currently we are even having created another roadmap on our Polkadot side More will be shared later on when we will share our next strategy and next roadmap. And then people will see the value that Astar Parachain still will have in the future of our layer two. We don't forget about it. We even have a separate team only focusing on Polkadot and Substrate who are not involved in the layer two to keep them separated. So the focus will not be shifted. They are doing great things. Like I said, we have the Ink Hub that is very active at the moment together with LF0 and Fala. We have the incubator who's running very great. We have a lot of connections now being done as well with Talisman and Subwallet and future Dapp staking implementations on those wallets as well, together with Nova. We are working together with Bifrost for the Astar, who will be live very soon, and with the VDOT. And we are working still very much in the Polkadot ecosystem. So regarding leaving, I think if they would look at our tech stack and would look at the utility of our token, they will know that this is not possible and it doesn't make sense. So,
yeah, I think that should finally settle this debate. Yes. You just mentioned in terms of having an extra team, how did you allocate internal resources? In the sense, did you expand the team to also have a team for the ZK, EVM, and Polkadot, or did you split the team? How did that go?
We expanded and also split the team because we had in total around 5 one-time engineers who were focusing on Polkadot runtime. And we were also aware that some of those one-time engineers, they were very interested in zero knowledge. They have a lot of skills in the zero knowledge space. So we took their skills to go to the ZKM side. Regarding the growth side, because it's very focusing on the Japanese market. So we put our Japanese team on this as well with the enterprises who wants to adopt the ZK EVM. This has no influence on the Polkadot side because we expanded that team to focus there. Other developers are as well split up in their focus. They now have 2 focuses, one on ZK EVM and one on the Polkadot side, because they showed a lot of interest in improving and expanding their own skill set as well. The moment we shared them, we want to do the L2 on Ethereum, we saw a lot of sparkling eyes with our developers who were so siloed in what they were doing on Substrate that they now see that, oh, we have something new that we can explore. And at the same time, those developers, they always have in their mindset about what is the value for Astar if I do A or B. And they always make sure that whatever they decide to do in their focus, it always has brings the best value to Astar. So they are doing a lot of nice things. I know two of our engineers, they are building out or making sure that the bridge between our parachain and the layer 2 is fully interruptible. We already have the examples available on testnet. So everything is working regarding the assets that we will be transferring. And they are now doing the final testing for smart contract executions to go as well to L2 and our parachain. We have another team that is purely focusing on the account abstraction and focusing on how to onboard the easiest way users into Web3 without knowing what kind of wallet, without having any kind of assets. They are focusing on this on the ZK EVM side because there are a lot of toolings that are not available on Polkadot. So having this experience here will help us as well with the experience here on Polkadot. So we are trying to improve this as well. And at the same time, we keep expanding and keep improving our tech stack as well on our parachain. Recently, we had the MetaMask Snap integration, meaning that people who wants to build on WASM and who wants to tap into the crypto native users can still use MetaMask without using any other wallet. Everything can be done with MetaMask. We also have created an account abstraction palette or account unification palette in our parachain as well to onboard users more easily to our L1. So a lot of things are still happening and a lot of things are being built out. And it's a challenge, but at the same time, we see a lot of internal members trying to educate themselves regarding ZK, as well as still doing the work in the Polkadot. So we have a split team, but also split focuses.
What about account abstraction on Polkadot? Because I believe there's always voices saying there's native account abstraction like options there. I believe Subsocial does something like that with their grill chat and all that. Are there some opportunities as well?
Yes, so we already have been looking into this as well. So on our EVM side, we already have like an integration with Biconomy. Biconomy is one of the leading toolings for account abstraction. So if you want to do it on our EVM side, it's already available. On the substrate level, on the substrate framework, yes, it's available if you go directly into Eccentrics. But the problem in this sense is that we are a smart contract platform, meaning that it also has to be possible to do from smart contracts. If you look at Subsocial and others, they are like app chains building directly on Substrate. We are a smart contract level, so it has to be a level above this to make the level below here possible. So we have partners who built out an ink solution as well for account abstraction. So there are solutions being built out, and we are looking into this as well. For us, it's a little bit more challenging for the WASM side, but it will be available soon. On our EVM side, we already have this, but not on the ink side. So this is something that we still need to work on. And then regarding the chain extension to make it like native, it's not on our roadmap to create. We prefer doing on smart contract level than going directly to the framework.
Okay. Do you want to show us some stuff, something tangible that people can see about Astar? You could share your screen if you like.
I will not go into too much details because I will lose myself and I will be talking for another hour. So first of all, we have our main website. Everybody can see what we are doing, what our roadmap is for 2023. Soon we will do as well the one for 2024. For developers, I would recommend to go and look into our Astar tech stack. This will explain a little bit regarding the solutions we have, as well as the comparison with our Astar substrate, as well with the Astar ZK EVM, what they can expect. We also have our full documentation available for both environments. So check this out if you want to know more. Any FAQs, research as well, and the toolkits that we have available. We have an active community. If you would like to know more regarding the community hubs that we have, check out our website, the ecosystem that is currently being available on top of us. We also have a good blog that is as well available. I will show you as well what's in here. Ambassador program, if you're interested in joining our incentivized ambassador program, check this out. We have a forum. We have a Space Labs. This is like a community-owned BD branch that is focusing on helping projects in the early stages that want to deploy on Astar. And then I will show you the blog. So a lot of things happening here. If you would like to know more about what is Astar doing in Japan, we always have like a roundup. This is every 2 weeks where we explain everything regarding the Japanese market, what we are doing in Japan, what are the utilities, what is being deployed on us, how can we see this further. As you can see, a lot of nice NFT things are happening in Japan. So visit our blog. You will always find the latest updates regarding this. We will soon as well release our Korean Web3 roundup where we will exchange let people know as well everything that we are doing in Korea as well with all the initiatives. This is also very interesting to know. And then another thing I would like to show you is our product itself, our portal. It's like the gateway into our products. So you have the Astar Network. This will soon change as well. As you can see, we have the support of a lot of wallets who are available on top of us. We even have a support on the Polka Safe if you want to enter our portal through a multi-sig. The most famous one, as you know, Talisman and Sub Wallet. I still don't recommend to use Polkadot DS if you are new. Just use the better ones. And then, of course, MetaMask as well. Soon we will also have MetaMask here for the native. This is the MetaMask Snap. This is currently only available on testnet, but will be live in the next couple of weeks. So how does a portal look like? I think it's very similar to any other. You have your assets, you have all your cross chain assets as well, like your Glimmer, your Equilibrium, your Polkadot, Liquid Dot. As you can see, I have similar kind of assets here that I always use to test things out. So you can transfer them to a cross chain to any other. Oh, I need to sign my wallet. Let me not do this. To other ecosystems out there. We also have like a dashboard available that will showcase the total supply of the Astar token. You can also see how much is in circulation, how much is in treasury, how much is locked in staking. As you can see, 43%. You can also see the status of all networks. If there is anything not working, it will be displayed here. All the charts are here as well available that if you want to know more regarding this. Then our unique feature is our Dapp staking. This is where you can stake on applications being built on top of our network. So what we have with Astar, we do not have a regular staking mechanism. We have a staking mechanism. It's called build to earn, where users can stake on projects who are building on top of Astar Network. So you can stake on a project that you think they deserve your tokens, not in the sense that they will get your tokens, but you can stake on them. So you can earn your basic APR that is currently, let's see, how much is it? APR is 10%. But at the same time, by staking on top of them, by staking on a project that you want to support, the project itself also earns staking rewards or inflation rewards, giving them, we call it like an unstoppable grant system, because the first moment you have one staker, you earn rewards, you earn from this. And this is where a lot of projects also join, where they talk with their community, trying to onboard their community into Astar. Latest, we had the Chimps is very famous as well on Kusama. So they are transferring now to Astar. They are asking their community to stake on them because they will earn rewards that they then can use to their community. So you have a lot of project here. This is something that you can explore. If you click on any of those dApps, you could also see more data from them as well. We are currently working as well on the Dapp staking version 3, making this staking mechanism more fair as well as more gamified, where there was several rounds where people need to engage with their projects to earn extra rewards and to make it like a little bit more engagement and more fun for the users as well.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Then we also have a bridge page. This is more for the Ethereum side. If you want to bridge from Ethereum to our layer 2, as well, later on, there will be the Astar bridge from the L1 to our L2. And then we have the regular Ethereum to our L1 bridge from Seller. Check out our ecosystem form. So this is everything that you can do to explore our products as well as our ecosystem. I recommend go to our website where you can find all the information, all the context, how to join a community, and so on. So yeah, I hope this gives a little bit more understanding about what people can search for.
Yeah, that was great. I will put the links in the show notes as well for anyone to go see for themselves and try Astar out. Real quick, you just mentioned the bridge. What kind of bridge will it be in terms of will it custody assets, or will it be how will it be in terms of security to ensure that it's quite secure and not maybe like a honeypot for bridge hacks that have been happening?
So regarding the bridge from Ethereum to our L2, this is a trustless bridge. So this is there won't be happening. There can't be going anything wrong, because the moment you bridge, the user always has control over, so they can always claim it back through Ethereum. So there's no risk attached to this. From the L1 to the L2, from our parachain to our L2 and EVM, this will be done with layer 0. And layer 0 is we see them as one of the most secure ones that's out there. So we will have always like backup solutions available the moment something goes wrong. So this is in talk with we have a security admin, we have a security team who is making sure that everything is secured. And making sure there are alarm systems and alert systems available. Putting everything on one bridge at this initial stage, people say this is I would say, some kind of security hazard, but we make sure that everything that we do will be not only done with an audit, but also going through several security stages by several different kinds of eyes going into this to make sure nothing can go wrong. Of course, you never can say it will be 100% secure. At least I can say 99.9% secure. But for the Ethereum to L2, you can be sure this is like trustless. Nothing can go wrong there. No hacks can be done on that side of things. On the L1 to the L2 from Polkadot to our EVM, this is something that we make sure that this is secure for our users to make sure that there is like optimal security for them. So nothing can go wrong.
Okay. All right. Maybe to wrap this up, what's next for Astar that you're specifically or especially excited about?
Yes, I'm very excited about the launch of our mainnet on our L2 because we have a great campaign ready. It's being built out for months. It's very cool. It's very exciting. It's focusing a lot on bringing as well a lot of users into Web3 by utilizing brands who are not yet in Web3 or have a huge community that is not in Web3. Trying to leverage in them. It's a very nice campaign. Also a good way to incentivize people. We're also looking very forward as well with the upcoming progress with some of the enterprises who we are working with. So I'm just also bullish on 2024. I think we are hurrying up as well to still do a lot of things now in the bear market because we know when the moment the bull market hits, who will find some time to do any innovative things or new things. So we are trying to get a head start for the bull market that we see coming in Q1 next year. So exciting things will happen. Yeah. So keep an eye on our Twitter as well as our socials to keep up to date with the latest news.
Sounds good. Well, I have no doubts in terms of your head start, considering that you're like Forrest Gump running. You should be way ahead of the competition if that's the case.
We will start solo, but at the end we will have a huge pack behind us running with us. So that's what we want. That will be going alone and then a whole vibrant ecosystem behind us running with us. That's what we need.
Yeah, I think that was the best analogy you could have come up with. Well done there.
Thank you.
Maarten, thank you for coming on the show. You're always welcome here. And all the best. Everything that you just mentioned sounds very promising. Good luck to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sylvia. Thank you.
Thank you.